Hey, welcome. Let's talk about this lunar eclipse that is happening tomorrow, the 3rd of March, at 12 degrees 53 minutes of Virgo. So we will be able to see this in America. Where I am in Texas, it'll be about 5 to 6 a.m. Also in parts of Asia and Australia tonight, likely March the 2nd. So, we're not going to be able to see an eclipse like this in America until about 2029. So I urge you to get up and check it out this tomorrow morning. Even though in the old days, eclipses were really seen as omens and we were told not to look directly at them, but I guess times have changed a bit. So let's talk about this eclipse. So it is a blood moon eclipse. So what happens is the Earth passes between the sun and the moon, and it creates a kind of like shadow onto the moon, and this creates this reddish orange hue to it. And so it's really quite a breathtaking thing to see. It is in the sign of Virgo, and this is the last one, lunar eclipse in Virgo, that is happening while the nodes are in the Virgo Pisces axis, which they have been, since last beginning of last year, when the first moon or the first eclipse was in Virgo in March. So they stay for about 18 months. And so the themes of those zodiac signs are playing out in our lives, well, collectively and in our lives, depending on where it is in our chart. So it's kind of like the culmination and a kind of clarification point that's been building up over the last 18 months. It's at 12 degrees Virgo, which means that if you have any personal planets there at 12 degrees Virgo or in Pisces opposite or in the other mutable signs, Gemini and Sagittarius, you will feel this the most. If you were born on the 4th or 5th of September, this will be conjuncting your natal sun. So you'll really feel this. Okay. And I'm going to pull up the chart, but I want to talk briefly about the themes of this nodal axis before it moves in about end of July, August into the Aquarius Leo. The nodes are shifting. When they go through transition, they move back and forwards a little bit, but they're moving in properly from about then. But what we've been dealing with over the last, year up to 18 months going forward, has been this collective theme of Pisces. Pisces, this spiritual, receptive, surrendering, dreamy energy. And on the other side, we've got the Virgo, which is a healer archetype, right? But also, the more systems and facts and structure and efficiency and perfectionism. So these kind of, control, let go, flow feelings. Um, let's and with it being eclipse, it's more than just a normal full moon. All full moons are about this kind of releasing and reaching a culmination point. But when it's an eclipse, it's like a supercharged point, okay? And it brings about, it's conjunct the south node. So it brings about kind of fated encounters or fated events. Kind of hidden truths might come up or secrets, kind of emotional breakthroughs. There's a definite emotional undercurrent right now with a lot of Pisces energy. Um, so it's really things coming up for healing, okay, and finally asking you to let go. So let's take a look more at what this specific lunar eclipse is about. So let me share my screen with you. Let's look at this chart. Okay, so here it is. We've got, you can see that here is the moon here. That's in 12 degrees Virgo. Okay, and so it's opposing, obviously, the sun in Pisces. And you can see here at the bottom, there's a whole lot of things going on here in Pisces. Obviously, it's Pisces season, so the sun is there. Mercury's retrograding in Pisces now. Venus is there. Mars has just entered. So there's a very emotional undercurrent in this, the vibe right now and the energy. And, Mercury is the ruler of this moon. So Mercury rules Virgo. Mercury is not happy in Pisces. It's fallen there. It's retrograding. And so this gives the feeling of kind of like, um, confusing thoughts. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of irrational thoughts. That's what I would think of. like disorganized, maybe, what lies are you telling yourself? Things, or what lies are other people telling you? Potential like argumentative like states with this Mercury not very happy there and retrograding. So going away its normal flow. Um, this moon is in a sextile to Jupiter, which is great, even though it's retrograde. Jupiter's retrograde, but it could be some kind of like growth through letting go in this full moon, growth through letting go. You could receive like a kind of spiritual insight, or a spark of something that will help you to just kind of let go of these patterns or habits that are holding you back. It's in Virgo. So where are you being overly critical of yourself? Where are you not, allowing yourself to do something because it's not perfect enough? Where are you being hard on yourself, too hard on yourself? Where are you overgiving of yourself too much? Where do you need to change some routine to be like more supportive of yourself? Where do you need to just let go of it and surrender into the flow of Pisces, right? Which is all about surrender. It's trusting your intuition. This feels like a very cathartic lunar eclipse to me. It feels like this is stuff, patterns or habits that are building up for a long time, or ways of being that just no longer resonate with you. And it's finally time to just surrender them all, just offer them out to the universe, surrendering them with this kind of South Node energy. It's conjunct the South Node. The South Node is kind of like what is easy for us to hold on to, right? It's like familiarity, comfort, and it's easy to stay stuck on the South Node. But we want to move more towards the North Node part, which is like where we can grow and evolve and find balance between the two nodes. And with this being in Virgo, I'm going to read you this: tendencies to leave behind. This is from Jan Spiller's book. She does a great book on the nodes. And tendencies to leave behind: hyper-anxiety reactions, over-analysis, obsessive worry, exaggerating the importance of details before just, doing something. I mean, I suffer from that, I know. And finally now I've launched this YouTube channel, which I have been putting off for years because, it's not perfect. And when is it ever going to be perfect, right? Um, fault finding, excessive anxiety over making mistakes, being Miss Perfect or Mr. Perfect, staying in unpleasant situations, inflexibility. And we want to then move into more attributes to develop would be being non-judgmental, compassionate, surrendering anxiety to a higher power. You don't have to do all that yourself. You can't control everything. Freeing the mind through meditation and self-reflection. Beautiful to do right now with all this Pisces energy. Focus on the spiritual pathway, trusting in positive outcomes, welcoming change. So for me, this full moon is just like a big release. It's a big cathartic release. And I encourage you to really just light a candle and release anything that is no longer serving you. We say this all the time for full moons, but particularly for this one, it's a potent one. It's the end of an 18-month cycle. Just release it, release it, release it. And, um, yeah, hopefully after Mercury turns direct on the 20th of March, things will start to come a little bit clearer for you too. Okay, happy eclipse and thank you for watching.